It starts like any other RuneScape livestream. A smooth talking host. A flashy duel. Thousands of gold pieces on the line. The chat is exploding, the music's blaring, and your favorite streamer is taking another big risk. You think it's all just harmless fun. But behind the curtain, a quiet betrayal is unfolding. Because that host you trust, that streamer you cheer for, they're running a scam so subtle, so surgically invisible, that even the most loyal viewers never see it coming. This is the story of how plugins, Discord servers, and Twitch overlays turn the Duel arena into a digital back alley, and how RuneScape's most watched gamblers are rigging the odds in their favor. Before we get into it, understand this: the people doing this aren't just random players. They're influencers, streamers, community leaders, and they're making thousands, possibly millions, off viewers just like you. Scams in RuneScape aren't new. From old school luring to trust trades gone wrong, deception has always had a home here. But the rise of live streaming brought in something different: credibility. Streamers earned trust. Their cameras were on. Their chat was active. Their stakes were public. And viewers? They assumed transparency meant honesty. They were wrong. At the heart of this deception is a seemingly harmless term: commission staking. It works like this. A viewer, who doesn't have a maxed account or doesn't want to risk their own stakes, sends their gold to a streamer. The streamer does the duel. If they win, the gold is returned, minus a 5% fee. Easy. Convenient. Seemingly legit. But in reality, commission staking opened the floodgates for exploitable trust, under-the-table plugins, and massive black market profits. Back in the early 2010s, commission staking exploded. Entire clans formed around it, advertising on Twitter, using in-game spam bots, bribing content creators, and flooding forums with wins and testimonials. According to JJEC staff, 60% of real-world trading bans in 2015 came from commission stakers alone. Eventually, they dropped the hammer. Commission staking was banned. But the ban didn't stop it. It just drove it underground. Now, it lives on in massive Discord servers, operated by anonymous hosts using ranked systems. Viewers send gold, and hosts stake on their behalf, all streamed live on YouTube or Twitch to prove legitimacy. Only now, these streams are more staged than ever. So how do you rig a RuneScape duel live on stream without getting caught? You use a plugin. These plugins, carefully crafted by skilled coders, work by masking duel options. They fool both the streamer's display and the Twitch audience into thinking a fair fight is happening. But in reality, the streamer's accomplice has secret advantages. Rings and prayers are silently enabled, boosting defense stats. Opponent inventories are edited on screen to hide powerful items. Overlay settings mimic legitimate setups, so viewers never suspect a thing. From the audience's perspective, it's just another whip-only stake. But the accomplice? They're wearing a ring of suffering and praying with steel skin, boosts that give them a 60 to 70% win chance. It's not a fight. It's a slaughter. And the profits are shared in private, off-stream, through back channels and burner accounts. For a long time, these scams were invisible. But a few cracks slipped through. One streamer was caught in 2015 using a custom overlay to block visible armor. A Twitch viewer noticed a plate body reflected in-game, even though it was invisible on stream. Another streamer, Pet_Hunter, was exposed through stat spy spells. Viewers saw he drained his own stats prior to the duel, then used settings to keep them low. These mistakes taught modern scammers valuable lessons. Never use boosts that raise strength. It'll be too obvious. Avoid anything that could display an overhead prayer icon. And most of all, build the plugin frame perfect so not even a single game tick betrays the scam. Today's scammers have taken those lessons to heart. They've perfected the art. If you're wondering why these scams are so common, the answer is chilling. There's real-world money on the line. A max whip stake for hundreds of millions of GP can be worth hundreds of US dollars on black market gold sites. And some streamers stake 10, 20, even 50 times per day. With win rates artificially boosted, they're quietly siphoning money from viewers, laundering trust into profit. Worse yet, their audience often includes gambling addicts. People who've lost everything. And they believe, desperately, that maybe this time, the streamer will win for them. So they send more gold. And the scam continues. Parallel to commission staking is another sinister offshoot, debt staking. Here's how it works. A popular streamer gambles with their own gold, until they run out. Then they ask viewers for loans, promising to repay them once they hit big. Thousands of GP flow in. But there's no contract, no tracking, no repayment system. Viewers are left hoping. And more often than not, the streamer either disappears, or only pays back their closest friends. It's not just dishonest. It's financial abuse disguised as community engagement. These streamers use clout and emotional manipulation to run what amounts to digital Ponzi schemes, always chasing the next stake, never truly settling their debts. Let's break down how the scam really looks in-game. Imagine a duel. From the streamer's screen, prayers and rings are disabled. The duel appears clean. The opponent's inventory, normal, harmless. Now flip to the accomplice's screen. Rings and prayers are fully enabled. A ring of suffering is quietly tucked into the inventory. Steel skin gives plus 15 defense, undetectable on stream. Even the duel options window is spoofed. The checkmarks, the scroll bar, the confirmations, all faked to appear legit. When the duel starts, the accomplice tanks every hit. The streamer loses on camera. The accomplice walks away with the gold and sends a cut back through Discord after the stream ends. What makes this operation so dangerous is that it plays on layers of trust. You trust the streamer because they show their face. You trust the live feed because it's on Twitch or YouTube. You trust the Discord server because it has moderators and trusted hosts. But the truth is, none of that matters if the code is rigged. These streamers are using technology to stage fake losses, collect donations, and secretly rake in real cash, all while viewers think they're watching a legitimate stake. And when they slip up, when someone notices, they play it off. They call it lag, or a bug, or overlay confusion. But you'll never get your gold back. Every time a viewer gets scammed, someone wins. The gold is real-world traded. It's sold on black markets. And that money, your money, buys vacations, drugs, weapons, or simply fuels more addiction. Some of these scammers are laundering tens of thousands of dollars per month. And they're hiding it behind game avatars and Twitch chats. And because it's all done with plugins that manipulate what you see, you'd never even know it happened. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For a scam built on visual deception, all it takes is one mistake to shatter the illusion. Over the years, a few streamers slipped. Not many, just enough to remind the community that something wasn't right. The most notorious? A streamer from the early days of old-school RuneScape known as Blocks. Back in 2015, Blocks wasn't just staking, he was winning a lot. Too much. Viewers started asking questions. Then someone noticed, in one of his Twitch VODs, his opponent had a Guthan's plate body equipped, a huge advantage. But on stream, it was invisible. How? Blocks had used a custom OBS overlay to cover the gear, positioning his camera to hide key details and even using his mouse cursor to block armor visuals. It was clumsy, obvious in hindsight, and it got him banned. JJEC staff confirmed it on Reddit. Blocks disappeared. His empire, gone. But the damage was already done. The next generation of scammers learned from his mistakes and got smarter. Modern plugins aren't clumsy. They are frame perfect. Developers now create overlays that can spoof every element of the Duel interface. The scroll bar looks identical to a normal whip-only Duel. The same as last Duel checkmark is faked to match legitimate previous settings. The equipment view is scrubbed clean, hiding illegal gear from viewers and the streamer alike. Even RuneLite's equipment inspector can't detect the scam, because the game client itself doesn't render the hidden ring. The only way to catch it? In-game observers. But most people don't watch duels from RuneScape. They watch them on Twitch. And that's where the scammers thrive, in the perfect lie of live stream latency. Another infamous case involved a streamer called Pet_Hunter. On the surface, he seemed like every other gambler. Confident, Charismatic. Community trusted. But one day, a viewer watching from inside RuneScape noticed something strange. Pet_Hunter's combat stats were unusually low at the start of a duel. The viewer used a spell called Stat Spy, a rarely used tool in modern staking. It revealed the truth. Pet_Hunter had manually drained his own stats before entering the duel. Then, he used duel options to lock those stats in, ensuring his opponent had a massive advantage. The intention? Throw the stake on purpose. Let the accomplice win. Split the gold behind the scenes. Viewers only saw him losing. But in truth, he was cashing in. After those public slip-ups, the next plugin developer went dark mode genius. He designed a tool that allowed streamers to input a specific username, an accomplice. When a duel was initiated against that name, the plugin automatically triggered stealth settings. It activated hidden prayers, equipped rings, masked duel settings, edited opponent inventories in real time. Every visual element on stream was spoofed. Nothing looked out of place. The result? The streamer looked like a victim of bad luck, while their opponent walked away with hundreds of millions in gold. It was gambling theater, and viewers never realized they were the ones footing the bill. In October 2022, a massive Reddit thread exposed a third streamer, a current, still active RuneScape influencer. We won't name them here, but the allegations were specific and damning. In one VOD, viewers noticed the duel settings scrollbar was slightly off. The checkmark for last duel was missing, even though it should have been checked. The streamer's opponent, seen only briefly, moved with uncanny confidence. Suspicion erupted. The Reddit post gained traction. Players began analyzing frames. Some found inconsistencies. Others defended the streamer. But the damage was done. The plugin developer, now under pressure, updated the software again. It would now spoof the scrollbar and checkbox perfectly. Mistakes like this wouldn't happen again. The plugin had become nearly undetectable. And that's when things got truly dangerous. After Jagex placed a hard limit of 10 million GP per duel, many thought the scam era was over. They were wrong. Instead of dying, the duel arena went underground. Commission staking shifted to Discord servers. Hosts charged for rank, accepted gold off-game, and ran proxy duels live on stream. They even used wallet systems. You send them gold, they credit your wallet in their system, and you use that balance to stake others. It's all handled through Discord bots and stream links. And the scams? They're more aggressive than ever. Some hosts never let you withdraw your gold. Others manipulate stream angles or fake entire duels. Many use middleman streamers, who accept gold from two viewers, duel someone else, and decide payouts manually. It's a perfect storm of zero oversight, high volume, and total anonymity. These aren't just scams, they're predatory ecosystems built on gambling addiction, influencer manipulation, technical deception, and zero accountability. Addicts feed gold to hosts. Hosts feed lies to the camera. The plugin feeds victories to the accomplice. Everyone plays their part. Except the viewer. They just lose. Why doesn't Jagex crack down harder? Because these scammers don't operate in the open anymore. They use Discords hosted outside official forums, Twitch aliases with hidden RuneScape names, live chats flooded with fake accounts vouching for legitimacy. And the plugins? They're passed privately, sold on Telegram, hidden behind encryption, updated weekly. There's no signature to detect. The only sign is your gold vanishing, and no one being held responsible. Maybe you're watching this because you've been scammed. Maybe a host never paid you. Maybe your favorite streamer keeps losing, and something feels off. Maybe you loaned gold to a debt staker, and they ghosted you. You're not alone. This scam has silently robbed thousands of players, some losing real-life paychecks, savings, or more. Because this isn't just a RuneScape problem. It's a people problem. Where there's addiction, there's exploitation. Where there's trust, there's betrayal. Where there's no accountability, there's always someone ready to steal. Have you ever been scammed in a game like RuneScape? Or worse, Do you think you are watching someone scam others live without even knowing it? Drop your story in the comments. Like this video if it opened your eyes. Share it with someone who needs to know that just because it's live streamed, doesn't mean it's real. And subscribe for more faceless exposés, deep dives into digital deception, and the hidden crimes of online communities. Because RuneScape is just a game. But to the scammers, it's a business.